Okay, so welcome back, guys. Welcome back, guys. If you enjoyed episode 1 and 2, just try to engage with the videos because basically I just make these videos based off of my own thoughts and the conversation I have, with people concerning the show. So I just felt I should make this video. And I'm also going to try to make this one as short as possible. I'm just going to try to round it up because I'm assuming that if you actually come here to watch it, because these videos I'm posting, they are spoilers. So if you're actually coming here to watch it, that means you've watched the show and then you just want to hear what I have to say or if I agree with what you think. But if you have a counter opinion to my unsolicited opinion, let me know in the comment section. And as always, you're welcome to Jules' unsolicited opinion. Now, this is my unsolicited opinion on Love is Blind season 6. And we are jumping into episode 3, and then we're going to take episode 4 in the next video. Because like I said, I'm trying to make these videos as short as possible. Or if it's even possible, if it's short enough, I could merge the 2 episodes together so that the next one I release will be episode 5 and 6, and by then we are all caught up because I'm trying to do this very quickly because the next one is coming up on Wednesday. So okay, now I'm rambling, but you're welcome to the channel and let's get into it. So episode 3 starts with Johnny and Amy. Of course, they are engaged. Well, everything seems normal, really. For me, just watching it, I feel like everything was, normal. I couldn't read any body language like that, something that was off or anything like that. So yeah, they met each other. They were happy with their choices, even though Amy stated that she would usually not go for his kind of person, like his looks, which is normal for most people on Love is Blind. I mean, you were going for your looks, for the type that you liked before, and then is that not the reason why you came to the show? So yeah, that one aside, they're basically happy. Those ones, they don't have any problem. All good, all fine and good. Okay, so now next couple, Clay and AD. Clay gets emotional in the men's quarters, and he pretty much admits that he hasn't done therapy, which he also tells AD, and that's like a red flag. AD will more or less be playing like that therapist role for him. But my girl, like she said, what's the word she used? She's a fixer hoe. Okay, so she's a messiah. If she sees something wrong with you, oh, I can change him. Yeah, I possess the power to change him. So therefore, I don't think she sees it as a red flag. And like she stated, and like I mentioned in the previous episode, she said that if she sees a red flag, she gonna paint her nails red to match. So Clay is a perfect match for her. But anyway, that's aside. He goes on to, he even teared himself, like being emotional, opening up to one of the guys there. And then his session with AD. And then he goes on to, just open up a little bit more because obviously he saw that he was losing. Well, by then Matty had already gone. So, but he felt like he should step up his game because to an extent, AD was standing on business, but not so much. She could easily be swayed. So he came, opened up to her. I'm not basically, I'm not vulnerable. I'm not this vulnerable. And, I haven't done therapy, but I want to step up for you. I want you to see the changes in me, basically trying to redeem himself. And of course, as he was saying that, AD, yeah, the understanding girlfriend. So, well, all is well and good. AD accepts him and she's like, yeah, I will stand by you. Basically stating herself as a ride or die. I'm a ride for you. I will be your champion. I will be your conqueror, your emperor, your hero is here. I will be your Indaboski. I will be your Abito Shaker. AD basically, presents herself as a ride or die girl. No matter what it is you're going through, I'll work it out for you. Which also, agrees with what she said about herself, that she's a fixer hoe. So whatever it is, that if she sees anything wrong with somebody, she always feels like, oh, I can change him, Okay, so on to Kenneth and Brittany. Like I mentioned, those ones they are also, no problem, no drama. They chose each other. Nobody's interfering in their business, just like Johnny and Amy. But they actually discuss ethnicity. So it's obvious that Kenneth is black and the girl is white, and both of them they've never been in interracial relationships. So they discuss that, and they both don't mind. But you know what the world is out there, so I think it's something that they'll have to deal with when they get outside. But basically, they glossed no, they didn't gloss over it. They talked about it, but if they didn't care, well, I guess I'm hoping that they are strong enough to, weather the storm. So one thing I've noticed about these girls, what they do, in fact, all of them, most of them there, they are dream sellers. And I think it's like a mind game that they all play. So you know how Jeremy would say, "Oh, describe what a perfect Christmas morning is to you," right? So Laura, in the bid to step up her game, first of all, they are talking about Jeremy having sleep apnea. Okay. And then she goes, how did she even say it, safe? She said something like, so how he said he didn't bring the something that he uses for his sleep so that he doesn't have that, he doesn't have sleep apnea. And she goes, "Oh, so what are we going to do on our first night? They have not chosen you yet, oh. You don't already daydream. Oh, what are we going to do on our first night?" Basically planting it in his head, if you understand what I mean, like selling him that dream. What are we going to do on our first night? Or what are we going to do on our honeymoon? Just putting it inside there that no matter the play that you are playing, two of us, we are living here together. No matter the play you're playing, two of us, we are living here together. So I noticed that thing among all the girls, they always do that, sell that small dream. But I guess that's how they play the game, because if you snooze, you lose. Okay. Okay. And then by the time they started, still in the bit of selling dreams, they now talk about their families. I think that was where Laura really upped her game, because she was like, both of them, they didn't really have like, traditions in their family and stuff like that. And then they're like, with all the dreams they've built now, what's his name? Jeremy now says, "Oh, something like, basically, you're my number one." So Auntie has elevated her position. At least now she's one step higher than Sarah Ann. Okay. Then for Jeremy and Sarah Ann, if you're not looking, if you're not paying attention, you might not really pick up on it. But even at that point, I could tell that Jeremy actually prefers, what's her name? Laura, to Sarah Ann. Because, first of all, they go, and then I noticed that him and Sarah Ann, funny enough, him and Sarah Ann, they always discuss, serious things. But him and Laura, those ones, they are selling dream in their corner. So they go on to talk about politics, and he describes her as a wild card, first of all. So they go and talk about politics, and then he was asking her about her views on abortion. Auntie goes on to say, "Oh, that she's a patriot." Okay. That basically she doesn't support abortion. If it was consensual, keep your baby. If it was by any other way, sexual abuse, okay, fine, you can abort, but either way. And then she goes on to ask him, and then he goes, well, as a man, that he doesn't think he has any say over any woman's body, which was the perfect answer. But obviously, she has her opinion, she has her stance on that. Meanwhile, inside that their conversation, he now see. Anyway, Jeremy, why are you, if you are not sure, I don't know how these people reason, but if you're still trying to make your decision between two people, there's Laura and there's Sarah Ann, right? If you're still trying to make your decision amongst them, why are you telling Sarah Ann that you would like her to follow you to your dad's graveside? Like, that's a very personal thing. So why are you talking to somebody that you're not sure of about those kind of things? Because there's hardly anybody that you're going to tell that kind of thing, and the person will not think that, oh, okay, he thinks I'm that special for me to go and see, like, to go with him to his father's graveside. That was one dream that he sold to Sarah Ann, and I can't even blame her for however she may have thought that they bonded after that conversation. Okay. And then even the girl self, like I can understand, because she at a point she was like, have you told any other person this kind of, like, basically, have you told somebody else the same thing? And then he goes, no. So because obviously it's a very personal thing. So for you to have told her, that means you see her as closer to you, or you're drawing closer to her more than any other person, which is the reason why she would ask that kind of question. So if you were not, there was really no reason for you to say that. But I guess the conversation has to keep on going, right? But one thing I noticed between Jeremy and Sarah Ann's relationship, and Jeremy and Laura, they talk about when it's going to happen, when, when this happens, when that. But for Sarah Ann, he's always like, if we, so I don't know if any other person noticed that, but I picked up on that. Sarah Ann is ifs, Laura is when. So if you ask me, I'll say Laura is, up there than Sarah Ann. Next couple, Kenneth proposes to Brittany. They see each other. Obviously, he's not 5'4". He's a tall guy. He's cute. He's okay. 25-year-old. For a 25-year-old, he behaves more mature than some of the guys that are there that just don't know what they want. Okay. So yeah, they see each other. They like each other. Not too much. They're not too much touchy. I think based on the churchiness in them. Speaking of church, Kenneth points out that he's a church leader in church. You see all these churchious over churchy people. Be well, because that's how I met a Sunday school teacher. And okay, let me just leave my own personal. Let me just leave my own personal life out of this conversation, okay? But you see all those church people, be very aware of them, I beg. Beware. Let me draw my hand on my ear. Beware of the church to church. These people that carry church on their head, beware, okay? Just go with your eyes open, because in the bid of I love God, they know finish. But okay, he points out that so far so good. Let me not use my own bias. So far so good. Kenneth has been good. Okay, so they meet each other, everything is nice, she's happy, he's happy, and so fare thee well. So Jimmy and Jessica, when they had their session in the pods, and she was asking about his social media following, basically how he behaves on social media. These are important questions. And for someone like Sarah, obviously, I can see why it's important to her, right? So she's asking him, like, basically trying to know his behavior on social media, if he's the type that would go and be liking 10 million girls' picture on Kedafai, on Instagram, or, stalking somebody on TikTok, all those kind of things. So she wanted to know, because she was pointing out that if, like, I need to know that I have your attention all the time. Like, when you're with me, you're not busy liking people's pictures up and down on social media. She basically, says what she wants. This is what I want. This is what I would like. And then I feel like it was at that point that Jimmy was beginning to feel very intimidated by Jessica. Jessica is very outspoken. She will tell you what she's feeling, what she wants at any point in time. She will let her feelings be known. She's not there to sugarcoat anything, which is good, because I feel like, by the time you tell somebody how to treat you, then they should know how to treat you, okay? But Jimmy, I don't think he likes it that much. So at that point, he could notice that she's a very assertive person and can be intimidating for his kind of person. So I feel like at that point, that was when he was beginning to make his decision concerning Jessica and Chelsea. Okay. Then they also discussed their triangle, and Jessica is like, yeah, I understand that you're talking to other people, but I just feel like, basically, like, when it's time to make a decision, like, make the decision. I'm not going to stop you from talking to other people, which is the normal thing. Unlike Kedafai, Chelsea, that is always there crying up and down, oh, that's my man, I like you, I love him, blah blah blah, talking rubbish. Anyway, Jessica and their own session passes, and then it's now Jimmy and Chelsea. Now, You see Jessica, what's her name? Chelsea and Jimmy. When their conversation, obviously they discussed their triangle, and you know, Trevor lets it known to Jimmy that he likes Chelsea. Chelsea has always been his number one. So now, Jimmy is discussing with Chelsea. Thank God. And then Chelsea points it out that, oh, okay, yeah, I know that the other person you're talking to is Jessica. And then they go on to now talk about how he reacted when she told him that she was married. Do you know that this girl started making excuses? She did not even let him talk. She started making excuses for him that she can see that she understood, because Jimmy asked her at what point did it flip for her. And then she was like that after that their conversation that it dawned on her that she did not want to stop talking to him. This is somebody that made you cry and leave the pod. You did not want to stop talking to him. This girl goes on to say that, oh yeah, that after that she didn't want to stop talking to him, and it was at that point that it flipped for her. Even the Jimmy self was surprised by her reaction, because Jimmy was like, that was what he, in fact, I'm quoting, that was his reaction. He was like, because in fact, I'm sure in his mind, he's like, the person with the bigger secret still has strong head, and he's saying, don't be liking 10 million girls' picture on Instagram. Meanwhile, the one with the lesser secret is here, apologetic, almost apologizing for her past, almost apologizing for being married before. You know, so he was like, even himself, he even admitted that, oh yeah, that he knows that he didn't handle it well. And then this girl allowed this boy to talk. Next thing she goes, oh yeah, she made excuses for him, and then basically she was like, oh, that made her know that he was serious. Okay. I feel like by the time he saw Chelsea's reaction, that was also the deciding moment for him, because it was like, so his previous conversation with Jessica, where Jessica was like, yeah, I know you're talking to other people, but you know, when like have my time. Their previous conversation before his conversation with Chelsea, that was the deciding moment for him, because Chelsea was making excuses for him. Jessica was not, look, I have a child. If you're going to accept me, accept me. And that was it, you know. He didn't handle it well, and she moved on from that. She was no longer going to discuss it. She wasn't going to apologize for that anymore. But Jessica, on the other hand, is like, oh yeah, I can understand. Yeah, it shows that you are serious. Thank God. It's like, it's giving, okay, I'm going to pick the one that can tolerate my rubbish, while the other one, be like, say, that's where we're going to draw the line, right? The way, and by the time you started talking, next thing, Chelsea is crying again. Why are you crying? Like, Chelsea, the bar is in hell for you, because I don't understand why the smallest gesture is making you cry. Like, I don't understand it. But you not love that home. Like, I don't get it. Like, Jesus. But anyway, obviously, that was the deciding moment for her. Now, my own is that Chelsea and Trevor. Chelsea, Trevor told you, I love you 2 times. 2 good times. This girl did not respond to that thing. She would, it was like, I feel like puking, always feeling like puking. She said that I feel like throwing up. She said it more than 10 times in that episode. I feel like throwing up. This boy told you, I love you on 2 occasions. This girl did not respond. She would just, you know, do and escape it without saying anything. Hey God, poor Trevor. Trevor, sweet guy. Oh, sweet guy. But, you know, what I understood was that Chelsea liked that competition. She liked that competition that she had between, she loved that triangle between what's her name, Jessica and Jimmy. She liked it. So she wanted to be the chosen one. She did not like the fact that nobody else was going after Trevor, or that Trevor chose her without, you know, putting her on her toes. So are you seeing? Jimmy was going to make his decision based off of the fact that what's her name? I keep on forgetting her name. Chelsea is a pick-me-sha. She's a pick-me girl. Okay? Then Chelsea herself was going to make her decision based off of the fact that I want to win this competition. I don't even care whether he really likes me or not, because I don't understand how you will keep on having uncertain discussions with Jimmy. Then Trevor, that is there, he has told, in fact, at a point, he even told her, I didn't want to talk to any other person. I just waited until it was time to talk to you. You know, that is the person that you are undecided about. Are you okay? Are you okay? Thank God. Even she herself, even Chelsea herself even acknowledges, because when she went back to the girls' quarter, she went there to say, oh, that no other guy has treated her the way Trevor treats her. But you see that competition that she had with Jessica, she wanted to win that competition. So no matter what Trevor was telling her, it was not entering her ear. She wanted to make sure she won that competition with, what's his name, with Jimmy. But anyway, I think that's where episode 3 ended. So we're just going to jump into episode 4.